Welcome.
Yes.
Getting our microphones turned on. Look at, here we are. Look at, and there's James over there that you've only seen him previous to now in the form of a chalice, but there he is.
He's working hard.
The words calling us to worship come from the Reverend Lynn Unger. What a gathering. The purple tongues of iris licking out at spines of lupine, the orange crepe skirts of poppies lifting over buttercup and daisy.
Who can be grim in the face of such abundance? There is nothing to compare, no need for beauty to compete.
The voluptuous rhododendron and the plain grass are equally filled with themselves, equally declare the miracles of color and form.
This is what community looks like, this vibrant jostle, stem by stem, declaring the marvelous joining. This is the face of communion, the incarnation once more gracefully resurrected from winter.
Hold these things together in your sight: purple, crimson, magenta, blue. You will be feasting on this long after the flowers are gone.
We acknowledge that the land we gather on as a congregation, where we live, work, and play, was not freely given to us. We gather on the ancestral lands of the Nuchu or Ute, Apache, the Pueblos, Hopi, Zuni, and Dene Nation. We recognize the indigenous peoples as original stewards of this land. As these words are spoken and heard, the ties nations have to their ancestral homelands are renewed and reaffirmed. We acknowledge that our use of and benefit from this land came at a dire cost to Native nations and peoples whose lands we now inhabit.
I am Katie Kandarian Morris, the minister of the Unitarian Universalist Fellowship of Durango. UUs gather in the spirit of covenant, meaning we need not think alike to love alike. We are doing some quick shifts and readying to gather again in person while keeping our online presence. Folks are joining us today from Zoom, so that if you are not ready or able to return in person, we'll continue to see you online. We'll be on Zoom only next week, June 20th, and again on the 27th. That service will be originating in Minneapolis. It is part of the General Assembly worship, and all UUs from the United States, maybe some from Canada, and other UUs from across the world will be gathered together on that Zoom on the 27th. And then mark your calendar for August 29th, because we'll gather for a worship retreat, and that will be at Pine Song at Vallecito. We will not do Zoom that day since we'll be out of range. So everybody that wants to come gather there, hopefully will make their ways out to Pine Song. Bring your lunch for an all community picnic. The theme for this month is play, which could be interpreted as a different way of being together. Today, we'll celebrate the deep UU tradition of the flower communion. If you haven't already, please contribute the flower that you brought to a bouquet at each corner of our worship space. One over here, one back in the corner. Look, it has attendants way back there. Wave your hand, attendants. And right over here. And we have plenty of flowers. If someone did not bring a flower, please, we want you to participate in this celebration. After the service today, we will have the playground open, masks on for both children and parents are in charge over at the playground today, please. For those who wish to join in fellowship following the service, we'll make a move to the patio area, and hopefully you brought a cold beverage and bring that with you, and we'll gather on the patio. A special congregational meeting will take place today at 2 p.m. It will be right after the last gathering of the White Fragility Group. That concludes. They've made an adjustment to accommodate the meeting, and they are going to shift, and that meeting will end at 2 o'clock, which is when we'll gather to confirm the vote on the 21-22 operating budget. Go ahead and log into the same Zoom link that you would use for worship today. It should be still up on the home page. If next week's worship shows up by the time you get home and log in, still just go ahead and log in where it says join the service here, join there, and we'll all be together. Okay, if you are a member of UUFD, we hope that you will be in attendance, or if you cannot, please give your proxy to someone who doesn't yet have one. If you're not a member, you are welcome to attend and without voting privileges. If you are new here, we welcome you. Shannon Beaver, our connections coordinator, and she's with us through Zoom, is greeting folks that way on Zoom. And membership team leader, Cheryl Guy, is here somewhere. She's been working all morning. There she is waving. So you might want to stop by and visit her after the service. She's very friendly. And in the best sense of the word, she would love to greet you. And let's see. So we can also add you to our e-newsletter list, either seeing Shannon on Zoom or Cheryl here in person. Leading our service with me today is Tim Miller, our volunteer worship associate. Sarah Sauter, our interim director of faith formation, is our storyteller. Shannon Beaver, as I said, is online. James Mirabal, our tech director. Dennis McClure is serving in the tech capacity online. And Marilyn Garst is our pianist. She's right here right now, but later you will hear her and the beautiful piano from inside the sanctuary. Elizabeth Crawford leads congregational singing and music, and the Spirit Movers will enliven our gathering with embodiment. Our worship team is helping with logistics. They are Anna Royer, Cheryl Guy, and Mary Oken. Thanks to everyone, including those not named, for your contributions. We define worship as shaping things of worth. In so doing, we create community, providing opportunities for transformation.
We are going to speak aloud our affirmation. There's the chalice. All right.
Beautiful.
Thank you. Love is the doctrine of this church. The quest for truth is its sacrament, and service is its prayer.
To dwell together in peace, to seek knowledge and freedom, to serve human need. For these high purposes do we unite in worship.
Wasn't that good?
Are there still leftovers of these? Would you like a bulletin, an order of service for today's worship? If so, someone can deliver one to you if you just leave your hand. Yeah, Anna can if you raise your hand. Everybody has one that needs one. Okay, good, wonderful. They're really pretty and they have activities for when you need something else to do. Okay. Hey, everyone. let's offer a greeting of peace and welcome, a gift of hospitality. You may choose to do it from your seat. You look cozy, but if you'd like, you are also welcome to rise, and in the area where you are, you can greet your neighbor with, rather than maybe a hug, maybe just a gift with a bow, a peace be with you, an action of hospitality.
Namaste. Namaste.
Peace.
Namaste all.
Namaste.
Namaste.
Good morning.
Namaste.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
I think I better give people extra time.
I practice it in yoga. That's the only.
Hello. Good morning.
All right, let's slowly make our way back to our seats. Also remembering that the parking lot is bumpy, so be careful with your step. Lovely. And we share our joys and sorrows now in a ritual of candlelighting in community. If you are so moved, I invite you to offer a personal joy or sorrow, and I will light a candle for you. If you are on our Zoom, please type your name in the chat, because Shannon will identify you and we'll be able to bring the joys and sorrows from the chat to join us on Zoom. If you are here in the parking lot, you see where Tim is, raise your hand, Tim. You can line up right over there. There's a blue line. That will be where we'll invite the person sharing to stand. And we'll go ahead and light a candle for you. If you don't feel moved to come forward, but you have a joy or sorrow, you can also text. That's if you're in the chat, or write it on a little piece of paper and come hand it to me or to Tim and share that for you. Before we begin, or maybe Tim, will you help me today? Do you want me to? I think I'll come over there and light the candles while
Okay.
you manage the other things.
Yep. And
Okay.
I'm waiting. I'm trying to get Shannon to, she's got 10 Zoom joys
Okay.
and sorrows.
All right. We might have to relight some of our candles. We're going to recognize first another milestone, which is now we have made a milestone of over 600,000 US citizens who have
Yep.
to walk in front of the,
Yeah, me too. I did it.
okay. So that is this first candle, and you're going to trust me that this is lit. 600,000 US
COVID.
souls
COVID
have
deaths.
died from COVID. Over 600,000.
You stand behind the line.
My name is Mary. Can you hear me?
No, do it again.
My name is Mary. My name is Mary.
Yeah.
Okay. A joy for being here today, and as I'm sure you all feel. And I have a sorrow coming up, because this Friday we have scheduled with a home hospice vet to help our Punky across the Rainbow Bridge.
Mm. We light this candle.
Hi, my name is Jory, and I just cannot tell you how thrilled I am to be here with you all. I've had a real loss of community in my group of who I thought were my friends through this breakup that I went through in December, and I'm just so glad to reconnect with this part of my community. Thank you.
We light this candle.
You're not alone.
Yeah, go ahead, wave your streamers for these too.
Hi, I'm Bill, and I'm so happy to be here with the coolest people in all of Colorado. Woo!
We light this candle.
Hi, I'm Becky, and my joy is Bonnie and Tom Miller are not here today because they are celebrating their 50th wedding anniversary.
We light this candle.
All right.
I'm Marilyn, and I would like to light 2 candles today. The first one is a candle of gratitude. Last Tuesday afternoon, after a dental appointment, I was in a car accident very close here, and I have to say, I'm very grateful that no one was hurt. There's a lot of damage to our Subaru, but that is not important compared to people, of course. And part of my gratitude is that the couple in the other car were very kind to me. Also, the policeman was very pleasant and easy to work with. So I'm grateful for those things. I would also like to light a candle of joy for our travels in May. And on Mother's Day weekend, we were up in Ouray, and it was our first time away from Durango in 15 months. And it was delightful to have that chance. And then the last 2 weeks of May, we were in Maryland with our family for the first time in almost a year and a half. We had wonderful hugs with the family. We had some wonderful dinners in restaurants, and we helped our daughter celebrate her 50th birthday. Also, we were able to attend in person the graduation of our oldest granddaughter, Darian, from high school. She received high honors in math and science, and so we were very proud of her and so happy we could help celebrate with her.
We light this candle.
Thank you.
Hi, so my name is Gwen. And for those of you that know me, you know that I would often come up here because we live in Farmington, New Mexico. And my joy is that I got a job here in Durango. So we're going to be
alright.
moving here.
We light this candle.
Hello, I am Subi. I would like one candle, but it's going to be a sorrow and a joy. The sorrow is that the clinic that I was working at as a physical therapist decided to close the doors. And so now I am not working at Absolute anymore. But the joy is that I'm going to start my own business, my own physical therapy clinic. And it's something that I've needed to do for a while. And now I'm going to do it. So one candle.
We light this candle.
All right.
Hi, my name is Wilder, and I have a joy that we moved into our new house.
We light this candle.
Yeah.
My name is Dell, and I'm here to honor Bert, who is 93 next Sunday.
We light this candle.
And such a joy. And he has family from California. We've just been partying, going to the lake and barbecues, and he was worn out, so he didn't come today.
We can only wish.
Partying at 93.
Happy birthday, Bert. I just want to express a joy and a thank you to the Unitarian community for hosting the Asylee family who lived here at Columbine House since last August. So whatever that is, they're in an apartment now, and they do want to come to a service sometime and do a little thank you during the coffee time. So I'll let you know when that will happen, but I wanted to personally thank you all today. It made a huge difference for them to come to such a wonderful, safe place when they first got out of detention. So thank you so much.
We light this candle.
Good morning, everyone. It's Anna Royer, and I'd love to light a candle of gratitude that on June 1st, after 7.5 months of looking for work, I started a new full-time job.
We light this candle.
I'm Lynn. I have a joy and a sorrow. The sorrow is that we lost our beloved Rocky dog this week. But as timing would have it, our joy is that we're picking up 2 new Australian Shepherd pups today.
We light this candle.
I have a sorrow. I learned just recently that Lori Dixon lost her brother this past week, and she's in Houston taking care of details on that.
We light this candle.
A couple more from Zoom. Sarah Sauter asked for a candle of concern for her cousin who is double vaccinated and is in the hospital with COVID.
We light this candle.
And Sherrod Beal has a joy that she needs to share with Shannon, so Shannon can share with me. And we're not getting that, but Sherrod has a joy, so we've got that. Anybody else?
Is that it? Are there any
I
more
think that's
online? Okay.
No, I think that's it.
For all these, because we acknowledge that there may be joys and sorrows out there that may remain quietly held in your hearts. So let us acknowledge all of these that were spoken today and those that remain held silently in our hearts. Oops, I should have gone the other way. Today's words for this period of quiet and introspection are adapted from the Reverend Dr. Norbert Chopik's Flower Communion Prayer. In the name of Providence, which implants in the seed the future of the tree and in the hearts of all the longing for people living in love, in the name of the highest in whom we move and who makes the parents, the siblings, what they are. In the name of sages and great religious leaders who sacrificed their lives to hasten the coming of peace and justice, let us renew our resolution sincerely to be real companions regardless of any kind of bar which estranges one from another. In this holy resolution, may we be strengthened, knowing that we are one family, that one spirit, the spirit of love, unites us. And may we endeavor for a more perfect and joyful life. Let us hold silence for just a moment. May it be so. Blessed be. Amen. Ashe. Amen.
Thank you, Marilyn. Kids, families, stay where you are today. We're going to have an all community story and everybody gets to participate, not just the children, everybody. We're going to do an old school call and response. What is that? Let me tell you. When I say Norbert, you say Chopik. Norbert. Norbert. When I say Norbert, you say Chopik. All right, I think we got it. Let's get started. The Flower Communion service was created by Norbert, who founded the Unitarian Church in Czechoslovakia. He introduced this special service to the church in June of 1923. Norbert felt the need for some special ritual that would bring people together in his congregation, more closely together. A traditional Christian communion service with bread and wine was not acceptable to the members of Norbert congregation because of their strong reaction against the Catholic faith. So Norbert turned the native beauty of the countryside to design a communion which felt uplifting and genuine. Now, when I say flower, you say communion. Flower, flower. And also Norbert, Norbert. All right. This simple flower was the result. It was such a success that it was held yearly just before the summer. The flower was brought to the United States in 1940 and introduced to the members of our Cambridge, Massachusetts church by Norbert wife, Maya Chopik. And it was at her urging that Norbert left the Baptist ministry and turned to Unitarianism. From the beginning, this flower service has spread to many of our Unitarian Universalist congregations, being adapted along the way. In most congregations, people are asked to bring a bloom, gotcha, of their choice, either from their garden or field or store. When they arrive at the church for the flower, a large vase or basket stood in the vestibule waiting to hold the blossoms and attended by children from the Faith Formation Program. To prepare for the flower, each person was asked to place their bud into a vase or basket. This signified that it was by their own free will that they joined with the others. The arrangement was a symbol of the congregation united in fellowship. Children helped the arrangement of the bouquet, and later they carried it to a table where Reverend Norbert said a prayer, after which he walked over and blessed the bouquets. After the flower, the children took the vase or baskets back out into the vestibule. As the people left the flower, they went to the vase or basket and each took a blossom different from the one that they had brought. The significance of the flower is that no two blooms are alike and no two people are alike, yet each has a contribution to make. Together, all the different blooms form a beautiful bouquet. Our common bouquet would not be the same without the unique addition of each individual bloom, and thus it is with our church community, and it would not be the same without each and every one of us. And that is how Norbert created the flower we celebrate today. Norbert, Norbert, flower, flower. Bet you won't forget who created the flower communion.
I loved that story, but I just wish that Sarah would have given us the word bud to say, right? I want to say, when I say flower, you say bud, flower. Thank you, flower. Yeah. So whenever Dr. Chapek conducted his flower communion in Prague, he would say this proverb as he consecrated the flowers. And so what we're going to do now is have the children who were staffing each station come to the station where you were staffing. Come on back there. We need some children at this station and this station. And who were the children staffing this station? Yes, okay, great. Piper and Owen, we've got it. And now if you could carry the flower basket, either with both of you or one accompanying the other person, and come right up here to the front. Right up here. And then if you'll face all the people so they can see you. All right, in fact, I'll be behind you. Wonderful, wonderful. We got one more coming. Look at that. All right, how about scoot in? I don't even need any space here. I'll be right behind you. Scoot in. So all those flowers make a bouquet. Oh, one more. Good. All right. All right. So Dr. Chapek would say these words: Infinite Spirit of life, we ask thy blessing on these, thy messengers of fellowship and love. May they remind us, amid diversities of knowledge and of gifts, to be one in desire and affection and devotion to thy holy will. May they also remind us of the value of comradeship, of doing and sharing alike. May we cherish friendship as one of thy most precious gifts. May we not let awareness of another's talents discourage us or sully our relationship, but may we realize that whatever we can do, great or small, the efforts of all of us are needed to do thy work in the world. And now if you'll return the flowers back to the stations. Thank you. And then you can go back to your seat. I'm good. Thank you. This special service, beloved by so many, is only 2 years away from its centennial celebration. Can you believe that? We've been doing this ceremony, this service for 98 years. While leading the congregation in Prague, Reverend Chapek had felt the need for some symbolic ritual that would bind people more closely together. As you heard told in the story, the format had to be one that would not alienate these folks in the congregation who were new Unitarians. Unlike our present day and our present congregation, where we've just once again offered the very healing adult curriculum, Owning Your Religious Past. I liked the old title better. It was called The Haunting Church. But that class really is helpful to help us repair our religious wounds and remind us of our theological diversity. I hope to be able to continue to offer that class again. At the congregation in Prague, there were no rituals. Even congregations at the time in the United States didn't even light a chalice. That was a ritual in itself. They did not have that. No chalice, no ritual chalice lighting. So Dr. Chapek thought and considered, and he turned to the natural world, the gifts of springtime, the language of love and beauty. Flowers would make it hard for anyone to grumble unless they suffered from allergies. Celebrating the flower ceremony also provides an excellent opportunity for UU congregations to express commitment to our sixth principle. We covenant to affirm and promote the goal of world community with peace, liberty, and justice for all. We recognize the power of world community when we recollect or learn of the tragic death of Norbert Chopik. He died at the hands of the Nazis. We acknowledge that we are currently living at a time where international relations feel as fragile as our flowers. Yet we feel the deep power of community. Here today, the proximity of our own small community feels compelling. It seems like we've been holding our breath for 16 months. There's a collective sigh needed in our gathering. The required distancing that our community has endured all these many days has heightened our sense of fear, lowering trust amongst us, when it is in fact relationships that matter more than anything. After all, we are covenantal. It is how we are with each other that is of real importance, how we are with each other. We've missed the wandering eye beams of Emerson's poetic language, those small smiles that build not only trust, but grow love and appreciation for each other's gifts. There couldn't be a more perfect symbol of our coming back together than that of flowers. I'm reminded of African-American poet Ross Gay's book called Book of Delights, in which he notices pollen on a woman's pants. He calls his essay Lily on the Pants. I'm going to share just a bit of it for you here. A lily was the first flower I planted in my garden, and I pray to it daily in the 4 to 6 weeks that it offers up its pinkish speckling by getting on my knees and pushing my face in, which, yes, is also a kind of kissing, as I tend to pucker my lips and close my eyes. And if you get close enough, you'll probably hear some minute slurping between us. And for some reason, I wish to deploy the verb drowning, which in addition to being cliche, implies a particular kind of death. And I will follow the current of that verb to suggest that the flower kissing, the moving so close to another living and breathing thing's breath, which in this case is the lily I planted 6 years ago, will in fact kill you with delight. It will annihilate you with delight, will end the life you had previously led before kneeling here and breathing the breathing thing's breath. And the lily will resurrect you too, your lips and nose lit with gold dust, your face and fingers smelling faintly all day of where they've been. Amen. Wait a minute, that's intensely intimate, even with a flower. We've just come back together again. We're still slightly tentative with our feelings and our bodies. That's true for some, but there are parts of me that want to experience a moment of intensity. The poet prophesizes, will end the life you had previously. And we might just understand what he means. Ron and I were able to go to our other sacred place last weekend, the Church of Baseball. And the people were all regathered with a religious zeal at the giant sanctuary called the ballpark. And then just a few days ago, I saw a splashy video of Lin-Manuel Miranda. He was readying us for a return to Broadway. It won't be until September, he says, but New Yorkers were ready to be excited. Here at UUFD, we'll return to the sanctuary sooner than that, July 4th. Wow. Much earlier than we had planned for. So I invite you to be kind to those leaders who will do their best to sort out how it is we should be together again indoors. We're calling it a big experiment in regathering. Let's treat each other with the same gentleness which we treat our blossoms or our buds, right? When I say flower, you say flower. By exchanging flowers, we show our willingness to walk together in our search for truth, disregarding all that may divide us. In a few minutes, each person takes home a flower brought by someone else. And our stations, again, will be staffed by our children. They'll come up in just a moment. Thus, in fact, you can make your way there right now. If you are staffing one of those stations, Sarah will help you. If you're not sure which station is yours, or if you haven't yet received a station, Sarah will help you find one. Okay. So each person will take home a flower that was brought by someone else, thus symbolizing our shared celebration in community. This communion of sharing is essential to a free people of a free religion. May these messengers of fellowship and love remind us of the power of this community. I love you. May it be so. Amen. Blessed be. Ashe. Amen. It is time now for us to share in the flower communion. I ask that as you each in turn approach the communion basket, you do so quietly, reverently, with a sense of how important it is for each of us to address our world, thank you, and one another with gentleness, justice, and love. I ask that you select a flower different from the one you brought that particularly appeals to you. Do that while you're moving through the line, please. As you take your chosen flower, noting its particular shape and beauty, please remember to handle it carefully. It is a gift that someone else has brought you. It represents that person's unique humanity and therefore deserves your kindest touch. Let us share quietly in this Unitarian Universalist ritual of oneness and love. Communion is shared silently. And since we have the 4 stations, this quadrant in front of the line or the first row there will go here, this one here, the ones behind it over here, and this side will go over there. You may receive your communion.
Yeah. Thank you, Marilyn. What do you think? Thank you, Marilyn, for both of those pieces. I love that one. Blessed are all the faithful who are gathered here today, in person and on Zoom. To our members and friends, your gifts, volunteering your time and talent and making financial contributions, help this church to carry out its mission. Love courageously, inspire spiritual growth, work for justice. There are 4 ways that you can donate today. You're probably familiar with the first 3: mail a check to the church, go online, or text a donation. We're back to a physical collection basket methodology today. So I would ask, where's Mariana? Mariana is here. And we're going to walk among you. We're going to walk among you as the spirit movers move. Wow. Thank you. Thank you. I try not to be distracting here. You don't have to do anything, that's all right.
Inspiration row by row, gonna make this garden grow. Gonna mulch it deep and low, gonna make it fertile ground. Inspiration row by row, please bless these seeds I sow. Please keep them safe below till the rain comes tumbling down. Pulling weeds and picking stones, we are made of dreams and bones. Need a spot to call my own, 'cause the time is close at hand. Grain for grain, sun and rain, I'll find my way in nature's chain. Tune my body and my brain to the music of the land. Plant your oats straight and long, season them with a prayer and song. Mother Earth will keep you strong if you give her love and care. Okra watching from a tree has its hungry eye on me. In my garden, I'm as free as a feathered leaf of there. Inspired row by row, gonna make this garden grow. Gonna mulch it deep and low, gonna make it fertile ground. Inch by inch, row by row, please bless these seeds I've sown. Please keep them safe below till the rain comes tumbling down.
Fully received.
We're going to close with a song you all know called Come Sing a Song With Me. Maybe today better titled Come Hum a Song With Me. But anyway, you all know it. So come along. You might want to get up and move along, dance along, stream along, whatever moves you. Come sing a song with me. Come sing a song with me. Come sing a song with me that I might know your mind. And I'll bring you home when hope is hard to find. And I'll bring a song of true love and a rose in the winter time. Come dream a dream with me. Come dream a dream with me. Come dream a dream with me that I might know your mind. And I'll bring you home when hope is hard to find. And I'll bring a song of love and rose in the winter time. Come walk in rain with me. Come walk in rain with me. Come walk in rain with me that I might know your mind. And I'll bring you hope when hope is hard to find. And I'll bring a song of love and a rose in the winter time. Come share a rose with me. Come share a rose with me. Come share a rose with me that I might know your mind. And I'll bring you home when hope is hard to find. And I'll bring a song of love and a rose in the winter time.
We'd like to invite all of the children to come forward, and some lucky person gets to actually extinguish the chalice. I don't want to make it the first person that shows up, but that just doesn't seem quite fair, but that's okay. We're going to do that anyway. Wait till everyone gets here. Tim's got some words.
There we go. These are words from the late UU minister, Martha Munson. We extinguish the chalice here, that it might glow gently in our hearts. May it light your path as you leave this place. May it guide your way until we are together again.
Okay, we'll extinguish the chalice. It took everybody. Thank you. And the words of blessing and benediction come from Thomas Rhodes. Hang on. Within our hands, we hold the resurrection of the world. Hopefully your flower is somewhere nearby. Transient and imperfect, these blossoms are still gifts of infinite value, like ourselves. Too often we seek permanence and perfection, resisting change, blind to our shortcomings. We become caught up in the petty issues and routine activities of our daily lives. But may these flowers serve as a reminder as they allow themselves to open to the heavens. For despite their imperfections, they still have integrity. And though they are transient, they contain the seeds of transcendence, like ourselves. Let us then also open ourselves to mystery and wonder, fretting not about small mishaps, or even, for now, great misfortune. For the resurrection of the world is at our fingertips. The resurrection lies within us. Go in peace. You guys can go, yes. We've got music from Marilyn to lead us to wherever it is you need to go. Maybe over here, maybe to each other. And the worship team comes forward, and if we can get them to huddle here as the worship team. Did you stay out of the heat? It got hot, huh? It got hot. I know I was It's like it's been 10 for so long that it makes me wonder if we should change it to 10:30, even just to the service audio, which we've always done at 10:30. You know, at Pine Song? Yeah.
Oh, right.
We've always done it at 10:30, and then